Well, hello, and welcome back to another episode of An Apple a Day. Today, Dr. Fluff and I are going to be trying out the Lucy Rose apple. Now, some of you may remember that a few episodes ago we tried this apple's cousin, the Lucy Glow apple, and I incorrectly called this apple the Lucy Red apple. It's actually called the Lucy Rose apple. So, same as the Lucy Glow apple, it's grown by the same company in Washington State. Development of these apples started in the 1990s. They tried out a lot of different combinations, and the Lucy Rose and the Lucy Glow apples were the two best results from those apple experiments. And so, yeah, first ones came to the grocery store in 2018. Here's a close-up of the apple. You can see it is a beautiful red, rose-like color. I love the color of it. Love all the little green spots on it and all the nice striations between kind of pinks and reds. Beautiful apple. So what am I supposed to be tasting with this apple? Well, it's supposed to taste pretty similar to the Lucy Glow apple, which, as we found out in that previous episode, it was very tropical and slightly tart. This is supposed to be the sweeter version of that. As far as texture, firmness, skin type, juiciness, it's all supposed to be pretty similar to the Honeycrisp apple, as that is one of this apple's parents. All right, so I'm going to take my first bite of this apple. Can't wait. I love the last one, so we'll have to see what it tastes like. Here we go. All right, I'm going to take this inside, cut it up, we'll bring it back out, give some to Dr. Fluff, and we'll tell you what we think. Okay, we are back with our cut up Lucy Rose apple, and I gotta say, this has not gone as I'd hoped, but I think it's still a really valuable thing to kind of show you, and so we're going to continue. I have heard from a couple people and tried a couple of these apples and found some real inconsistency. You can see that this one is barely red at all. I don't know if you can see that so well. I'm trying to keep it out of his mouth. And the last one we had was like being mistaken for a grapefruit. It was so red. And yeah, so we'll talk about how it tastes, but more than anything, what I want to tell you about these Lucy apples is it seems like there's some real inconsistency as far as flavor, being able to tell whether it's ripe or not, being able to tell whether it's ready or not, because this particular apple does not taste very good. But I think that they probably do taste really good when you get a good one. So maybe when you go to buy your Lucy apples, buy a few, and if you get a bad one, it might just be worth, tossing it if you really don't like it. Dr. Fluff still likes this one, so we're going to continue. I think I can tell what they were going for. I think it is sweeter. This one in particular, like I said, is kind of bad, and so it's sort of bitter, sort of sour. But you can definitely tell that it tastes very similar to the fruit punchy, tropical type flavor, but sweeter than the Lucy Glow apple as far as how it's supposed to taste, ideally. And the texture and the juiciness is still there. It's just the taste that's really off on this one. So yeah, valuable lesson. Would I buy this apple again? Definitely. Definitely want to try it again. Give it another shot or two before I kind of write these off as being too inconsistent, because that first one that I had, that Lucy Glow that I did for the other episode, was really incredible. And Dr. Fluff still likes this one, and it's still not bad at all. So get out there. Give it a shot. Maybe if you find some kind of method for telling whether you get a good one or not in the grocery store, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know how to tell. But anyway, thanks so much for watching this episode, and we'll see you next time.